I can also look at that renewal pipeline deeper. So I mentioned a huge bucket of our renewals are in April that are a high risk. But now I've got forward looking into May and June, the rest of the quarter. And I'm going to think about where is that risk distribution and what am I going to do about it. So these are the like top 20 accounts at risk. I'm looking at this chart and I'm like, I don't really understand the health score, where that's pulling from. And this isn't giving me quite enough information to work with. So I want to understand this better. It's flagged 322 logos. What else could I be looking at within this data to action on? So if I go back to Claude and I created a different chat here because this one took a bit of time. So if I scroll down, I want to make the risk model smarter. I want to add new signals. And I wanted to understand where the risk scoring was coming from. So this is really up to you all on how you want to manage this with your customers and what information you have feeding into Maxio. So for us, I can see the health score, I can see cancellation requests. But what's unique is I could also see overdue invoices. So why aren't I looking at that in the data? That could give me some trends. And then if they're invoicing volume has dropped, that means they're using less of the system. So Claude started to run through that information and it started to kick out, some issues in not the data, but rather how do I further want to think about this information based on what it's finding about my customers. So it started breaking it down into, past due. And this is all information, again, that lives inside of Maxio. So it goes back to this scoring model. It's ranking the top customers and it's telling me what they were ranked and now what they're ranked based on the new signals that I'm looking at. I think it's a bit too cumbersome with the point system and it's not telling me quite directly what I'm looking for. So I just asked it a follow-up question about just focusing on overdue invoices and decreased usage in the system. So now it's looking at these 3 flags. Cancel requested, that's pulling back from Salesforce. Usage down, and past due invoices. And now it's looking at those top 25 accounts by revenue, by product line, and by segment. And then it's asking me, and it's giving me the usage drop as well. So now it's going to ask me, how do I want to look at the flags? And here I've already kind of drummed up what I'm thinking of going off of in order to update that dashboard that I showed you.